Lena, and this is Pineapple Knits, a video cast dedicated to knitting, spinning, and the fiber arts. You can connect with me on social media at Pineapple Yarn and on my website at pineappleyarn.com. Thanks so much for joining me again this week. It has been hot and humid summer here in coastal South Carolina. I saw the funniest meme on social media the other day that said, if you want to know what it feels like in South Carolina in the summer, take a hot shower, put your clothes on without drying off, and that's what it feels like. Which is partially true. It is very humid out. My plants are just loving it though. I kind of feel like summer in the South is like winter in the North. You do your indoor things, you get some, house projects inside done, and you just kind of ride it out. But yeah, everything's going great here. I have been doing a ton of spinning and, just kind of going along with my knitting. So I don't have any finished objects to share with you today, but I do have some spinning and some other projects I am working on. But first, I want to tell you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my newly finished dotted raised shawl. This is a pattern by Stephen West. And I knit the large size using one of my speckled fade sets. And this was a one-of-a-kind set using all of my dye from the end of a dyeing week. I call it end of the day. And so it weighs just over 300 grams. It is a massive shawl. And if you want to see what it looks like, check out my Instagram or check out my last episode, number 77, because I go into more detail there. But I figured I might as well wear it today, even though I'm sure it feels like 110 degrees out. I'm not even joking. And it won't be for that long. It's all good. So I'm wearing it. I absolutely love it. And it is going to be the coziest, warmest shawl come winter. So that's really great. But yeah, I'm also sipping on some Teami Restore, which is a wonderful magnesium and vitamin C drink. I'm drinking it hot because I really like it hot. And yeah, I've talked to you guys about this before. I love this, and it's very citrusy, and it's just a great drink. I drink it to support my muscles and to, if I'm feeling a little anxious or nervous, I always know that I need magnesium. So this is a really great supplement, and that's what I'm sipping on today. All right, I am going to share with you first. Now, I normally don't share my knitted washcloths that I knit at the beach, but I do want to share them with you because I am finally done with all of my coral striped yarn. But this is one that I've kind of finished. I haven't woven in the ends yet. This is Gramma's Favorite Dishcloth by PJ Allen. I will link it below. It's a free pattern from Ravelry or found on Ravelry, and it's just really great. I actually added a little crocheted I-cord to the corner of this one because I think I've made 5 in this yarn at this point, and so I just decided to give it a little flair. This yarn is Peaches and Cream. I believe the colorway is Energetic Pink. Again, I will leave every detail below. But I finished up that coral color, and now I am on to some really fun colors that I wanted to share with you. This was actually my last one that I finished, and this is really funny. I totally lost at Yarn Chicken, and so I had to add my new yarn that I was starting on. I just added this teeny tiny corner. If I would have just had maybe another yard, I could have made it, but that one's kind of funny. That was my last one though. And I am using, for my next set of dishcloths, this is Dishie Twist from Knit Picks, and it's a worsted weight, 100 grams with 190 yards in each ball. Now, this normally Knit Picks yarn is incredibly value priced. It's incredibly affordable. This definitely is also affordable, but their twist is a little more expensive. But I put in quite a large order for cotton yarn because I've been enjoying knitting these so much. This ball is a little more expensive than the solids, but I just love this graphic black and white. I think it's so pretty. And so this is where I'm at now, and this is what it looks like when it's being knit up in garter stitch. And I just think that looks really, really neat. I love it. Now I do think because it is cotton, it will fade, but I'm fine with that. I thought this was really fun. So we'll see how much knitting I get from one ball. I think I'll probably get, I'm estimating I'll probably get 3 dishcloths from this 100 gram ball, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't work on these except when I go to the beach. I don't like to work with wool when it's so humid outside, or cotton's really it. My next knitting project that I have been working on is called Dahlia Solo. And this is the back of the sweater. It's a baby sweater that I will be gifting. And I've finished all of the cabling. How sweet is that? I can't tell you how much I love this pattern. I really, really love the motif on the top. And the pattern itself contains 3 different styles of sweaters. And so I feel like it's such a good value. I am knitting this with, this is my first skein. I'm still working on it. This is Plymouth, I think it's called Dream Baby DK. Again, I will link below. I purchased it from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I believe it's the colorway Periwinkle. The reason I purchased this, it is an acrylic yarn, and I'm knitting this for a friend whose baby was just released from the NICU. So I want it to be, you know, care friendly, but then also just be mindful of her health concerns. And it has been a long time since I have knit with acrylic, but this yarn is very soft and I have had no issues knitting with it. So yeah, this is a really nice yarn. But yeah, so far so good. I actually went to the pattern designer's website, and I believe her name is Lena Home Samsøe. I believe she's Swedish. I could be totally wrong in pronouncing her name wrong, and I'm sorry if I am, but she is just a wonderful designer. And on her website, you can see all of her patterns, and she has adult sizes. So I am looking ahead to fall knitting. I have some different colors in the works. I have some different possible yarn bases in the works. And so, yeah, you may see this in a little bit of a bigger size down the line. But anyway, so far so good. I'm gonna be honest, I just have stockinette from here on out, and then the sleeves, and adding the button band down. And so it's pretty simple. I just need to make the time to knit with this. Yeah, as is with everything, right? So my final knitting project I'd like to share with you is something I don't think I have shown on the podcast. Now, you all have seen me knit my knitted socks from my circular sock machine. But I wanted to show you what they look like before I hand finish them. And if you would have told me a year ago, I guess a year ago is maybe when I ordered the machine, or maybe almost a year ago is when I ordered it. But before then, if you would have told me about sock machines, I would have thought probably that it knits most of the sock. But there is quite a bit of hand finishing that needs to be done. So I knit 2 pairs of socks this weekend, And this is what it looks like when I get it off the machine. You start on a circular sock machine by using a bonnet, and it's kind of how you cast on. And then you have waste yarn in between each sock. And so here's some of my waste yarn right here. And what I will do is unpick that from this cast on bonnet, and I will save the bonnet to use the next time I use my circular sock machine. And then this is the cuff of one of the socks. These are all shorty socks, so they're going to be perfect for summer. Here's the heel. And then as you come down, you will see, if I can get this straightened out a little bit, you will see what appears to be another heel. However, this is the toe. And so it's so neat on circular sock machines. When you are knitting, you actually knit the heels and toes exactly the same. And if you have knit socks, hand knit socks, you will know it's basically the same thing with hand knit socks. And so if you fold the short row gusset, I guess, which looks like a heel, but if you fold it this way, this is the top of the toe. And then what I will do is I will do basically a Kitchener stitch. It's a hand sewn, what word am I thinking of? It's basically a Kitchener stitch, but just hand sewn without putting the needles or the stitches on needles. And it's grafting. That's the word I'm thinking of. So I just graft that seam together. So on the circular sock machine socks, you will have a seam at the top of your foot. I guess kind of like where the base of your toes are. And you can't see it. It's just like a Kitchener stitch. It's an invisible seam, but that is what it looks like. And I just wanted to show you when I am hand finishing my socks, this is what it looks like. I have kind of a long, lumpy snake, I guess, of colors. And I used 2 of my club colorways from past months. This one is my Sweet Tea from my Low Country Club a couple of months ago. And I will share these with you when they are completely finished so you can see how fun they are. I really, really liked this color. And then the next color was from my Glow Club from the same month. I believe they're both from June. And I love this colorway knitted up. It turned out so neat. And again, I don't know how well you can see that, but it just had a lot of like just beautiful primary yellows and purples and greens. It was called Nature's Beauty. It was really, really fun. So these are both, they've just been kind of been waiting to knit up. I will take photos and, I'll properly show you next time, but this was so fun. I'm glad that I made the time to knit some socks up. So the circular sock machine I own is an Erlbacher Gerhardt Speedster, and it's a wonderful tool. I had initially bought it to knit samples of my colorways so I could put those in listings. Yeah, it's a really, really wonderful machine. And the only drawback is it purely has to do with my lifestyle right now. I love knitting and spinning because I can do those with my family, and the circular sock machine is off limits to my family. It is, it has sharp needles. It is definitely a tool. And so my son, who is 2, is just drawn to it like moth to a flame. He loves it so much and wants to crank it all the time, and it's in my studio, and so I have put it out here so he can't touch it because my children are not allowed out here. But he just is enamored with that, and so I don't get to knit socks as often as I would like. Obviously that's just the season I'm in right now, but anyway, that's what I've been working on as far as knitting this week. I have been concentrating on spinning because Tour de Fleece is still going on. And Tour de Fleece, I know I've mentioned before, is just a, it's like a competition. It's not a competition, but it's kind of a push to spin as much as you can during the Tour de France, and the Tour de France is actually delayed a month. So I think there is going to be basically a second round of Tour de Fleece. But this is the bobbin that I spun up this week. This was a beautiful, beautiful colorway from Three Waters Farm. And it is called Capture the Flag, which I think is a cycling term. I have no idea though, because I'm really not into anything like that. And so I just kind of go with what people tell me. So this is this was a colorway that they designed for this year's Tour de Fleece. And I think it's beautiful. I did I think what you would call a fractal spin. So what I did is I divided the fiber in half crosswise, and the first length I just divided all the color blocks up, basically spun from the top. And so I had long lengths of color. You know, I'd have a long length of yellow and a long length of purple, etc. And then the other half I split into, I think, 8 strips of colors. So I had lots of little color repeats, and they both blended up to be a gorgeous 2-ply. This yellow section here, this yellow and orange section, is actually a chain ply, because inevitably my bobbins, there's always one that has a little extra on it, and I just chain ply the rest. And then when I go to skein up the main skein or the main fiber or newly spun yarn, I actually just take this chain plied little leftover and I make a little tiny mini skein from it. So I have little mini skeins of hand spun all over. But this was a really fun spin. I should say this is Rambouillet, so it was just kind of, it's an amazingly soft fiber, amazingly soft. It is, it's almost a little dense, but it's extremely cushy. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with these really like springy soft fibers, only because I know that when I soak this and I dry this, it is really going to expand and kind of billow out, and all of my uneven sections are going to be even more pronounced. But that's okay. I love Rambouillet. I love spinning with it. So this was a really fun spin. I think it was about 115 grams. I could barely fit all of this onto my bobbin. And so I'll definitely weigh it and show it when it's completely finished. But yeah, I have a Kromsky Minstrel, and the bobbins are supposed to hold 4.2 ounces. I could barely fit this on. So we'll see what the actual weight and yardage is of that. But I just finished that last night. So as I am spinning so much, I have my little crafty followers around the house who want to do the same. And so I've taught them how to put the Kromsky Jumbo Flyer onto the Minstrel spinning wheel. And so my 7-year-old daughter has been spinning so much. I have left the blending board out on a table that is safe from the younger kids. They're really not interested in it. And so she sits and makes rollags, and then when she's amassed a collection, she goes and spins them on the Jumbo Flyer. And this was her last creation. And now I have not blocked this. I shouldn't say blocked it. I haven't soaked and fulled this yet. This is just a single that she spun up. And I wanted to show you because I think it's really sweet. And so what I said, I didn't have time to skein it up on a nitty knotty. And so I just told her to roll it carefully into a ball and I would take care of it later. So this is just, it's just so fun to see her interest blossom. And I don't know if I mentioned this, I've been thinking about it, that Spinolution has a tiny spinning wheel called the Polywog, and you know what, now that I'm saying this, I think I did mention it, but I would love to get that for her if this isn't just a, you know, a one-time kind of knitting or spinning thing that she's going through. But if she really is interested, I have another daughter who loves to craft as well. Seriously considering that for the future, because it would make her spinning a lot easier, just because she'd be able to reach everything better. So that is her spinning. It's so cute. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so that is all I've been working on this week. Before I move on from spinning, I want to announce the winner of the Paradise Fibers Fiber of the Month Club box. As you may have seen last week, I mistakenly ordered 2. No idea how that happened, but I decided it would be really fun to use it as a giveaway on this channel, just for anyone who is an avid spinner now, or maybe would like to try out their hand at spinning. And I will post the winner's name below. I used random.org random number generator to choose the comment. And I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to share this with you. And it sounds like you're a new spinner or you haven't tried spinning out. So I'm going to include one of my extra super basic spindles just to get you started with spinning. And I really hope you love it. And it's just maybe something that you stick with, and it just really encourages you to find another craft, because, you know, we all need another hobby, right? But I know how much joy that spinning has brought in my life, and I'm so excited to be able to share that with someone else. In weaving update, in case anyone's interested, my new Creme Presto loom was shipped. I should have it maybe by next week's podcast, fingers crossed. So I can't wait to share it with you. I'm really excited. I may do an unboxing video, something like that. We'll see how much time I have, but I am so excited. I've been watching weaving YouTube videos and reading my weaving books. So very excited about that, and excited to share my future projects with you. But that is what I've been working on this week. I would like to remind you that I will have a shop update this Friday, July 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at pineappleyarn.com. I will have some of my knitting kits. They're going to be fabulous. They're so pretty, very summery and beachy. And I will have several new colorways as well as some fiber as well. So right after this video, I will be posting a shop update preview video. So if you would like to check out all of the yarn and fiber that will be going into the shop, I would encourage you to watch that video. But that is all I have to share with you this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everything is going really well where you are and you're enjoying your crafting here in the summer. But if you like this video, I'd love if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you next week with another video. Until then, I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.